one that can see.
Where there's thunder, there's lightning. John Notto. I'll apologize in advance for the disjointedness of this video. Today I wanted to talk about a concept that I've thought about a lot here recently, and that is of the higher self or self-improvement. Because I think, for me, one of the biggest points about MGTOW is that it's an opportunity for a man to do some self-reflection and self-introspection. And here recently, I've been speaking with a friend of mine, and we've had some pretty in-depth conversations concerning this topic. And he revealed some revelations to me about his last relationship and some of the stuff that he went through with that. He actually didn't find out till the relationship was over that the girl had actually cheated on him and all this stuff. And so he finds himself in a place where he is really trying to, he's still very stuck in this mindset of, I just want to find a girl and be happy and all that. But the thing is I think once you take the red pill and once you have these realizations of what the truth is, there comes that question of what's next. And so for me, a few months back, I embarked on a career change and a goal that I had set and had wanted to accomplish for 2 years, and I finally got to that point. And it was an exhilarating accomplishment for me. It was a good thing for me. It was a dream come true. But now that I'm here, and now that I've made these changes, I find myself still feeling that something is missing. Now, there are all these goals and things that I've set over the years, and some I've accomplished and some I haven't. But there seems to be like 2 or 3 goals that it's like no matter what I do, I can't seem to accomplish them. And one of them is I'd really like to get in the best shape that I can for my age. I mean, I'm under no illusions that I'm going to be able to get in the shape that I could have gotten in my 20s. But I'm still pretty healthy. I'm still in all right shape. But I would like to maximize that potential. And a thought comes to mind from a motivational video I watched a while back. And I know that it's possible. If you set your mind to anything, I know that it's possible to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. And that quote was, I would hate to think that I would never know what I could be, what I could accomplish, if I were to throw my whole self into something. And like I mentioned a while ago, this career change, this realization of a dream from childhood was only possible because I threw my whole self into it. Now, it got me thinking of the concept of higher self. That, yes, MGTOW in and of itself is a philosophy and a reaction towards relationships and dating. But I think that it's much more than that. I think that it is a path for an individual to take to realize potential that's there that we might not otherwise realize. And so oftentimes what happens is we get in these relationships and we don't realize it. We feel like, we have to have the relationship to be fulfilled. We have to have the relationship to have value. We have to be validated. We have to, in a sense, find a female master to serve and sacrifice for. Otherwise, we have no value. But our value is intrinsic. It's within. Alan Watts has a really good explanation of all this in one of his talks called The Real You. And I encourage anybody to give that a look. Because at the end of the day, it is really about you. And it is about your relationship to all this that we see, that we call existence. So going back to the goal setting thing, one of those, like I said, would be I would like to get in as good of shape as possible. Another one is that I embarked on the journey of learning Dutch about 2 years ago. And I do remember some, but it's always been a goal of mine to be fluent in a language. And I was particularly drawn to Dutch. That third goal, I really would like to expand my social circle in the sense that I am sort of a loner, and that's been okay for me for the most part. But I would like to find a social circle and kind of make more friends and have more of a social life. Because a lot of what my friend and me have been discussing is just this sense of alienation um, that exists, especially once you've, you know, left college or like, say you were in the military, you leave the military. The older you get, the harder it seems to find a sense of camaraderie with other people and a sense of belonging and a sense of a social circle. I mean, a lot of my friends, these are really, almost like family members, but they're all spread out across the country. And I recently moved a few months ago, and other than the people I work with, it's kind of difficult to make friends and find a positive and worthwhile social circle the older you get. That's the thing that I find with a lot of women that I've known and met and dated and everything is that they have like 400 or 500 Facebook friends, or they have all these friends and everything, and they go to each other's baby showers and bridal showers and so on and so forth. But yet, when it comes down to the realities of life and the complexities of life, these women don't really, they have all these friends and they have this gigantic social circle, but no one they can really rely and count on. And this sense of loneliness that they have, yet while being surrounded by people, it's kind of like what Robin Williams said about, it's not so bad being lonely. It's worse to be around those that make you feel lonely. And so this is the sense of higher self. And that is the thing that I've really been thinking a lot about and realizing that I need to make some changes, not because my life is going in a particularly bad direction, but because I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential there. There's a lot that the focus needs to be redirected. And once you break free from the blue pill matrix, it feels good for a while. You feel a sense of meaning and everything. But at some point, there's a lot of places in MGTOW that I feel like are way stations. And we talk about the red pill rage, the initial anger phase and all of this. And then there comes a point in time, I think, where we can talk about hypergamy, we can talk about solipsism, Refos law, all of those concepts and everything. But there comes a point in time where these beliefs are ingrained within us now. We realize the reality, we see the truth, and we understand that it's not changing. So we accept the facts, we accept the truth. But there's still that sense of emptiness, and I don't think it comes. It's not there because we don't have a relationship or because we don't have a woman in our lives or whatever the case may be. But it's there for a purpose. It's a sense of calling us to something higher. We've come along this path, and it is a lot to wrestle with the truth. It's like Jacob wrestling with the angel, and then when you finally wrestle with it and you accept it and you see the reality of things, it's kind of like you came to that way station, you spent the time you needed to spend, but to remain there is to remain stagnant. Running water never goes stale, so you got to keep flowing. And so that's what we must do as MGTOW, I think, to move on to what is next and to really search ourselves and decide for ourselves, okay, now that we're going our own way, what trajectory do we want our lives to take? To look at those things we always wanted to do, those goals that we always wanted to accomplish, and to throw our whole selves into those things to see them through, to see them accomplished. The best revenge is the well-lived life. So seeking happiness, seeking contentment, seeking peace, and seeking it in the real things, in the real value. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't believe it's possible to find it in somebody else. Even if you meet the greatest girl there is, have the greatest relationship imaginable, which is a statistical, non-starter anyway. But let's say that that was possible. There would still be that part of you, especially as a man, that part of you that needs to strike out on its own, that needs to see what else is out there, that needs to experience what else is out there, that needs to build, grow, and improve. And I don't mean to sound like some self-improvement guru, but I think that that's one of the most beneficial things that you can do for yourself, is to look at your life and do this introspection and see where you need to improve, and see those things that you've always wanted to see, and accomplish the goals that you've always wanted to accomplish. And yet, so many friends of mine and people that I've known have wasted so much of that potential and so much of that time being angry, being upset that this relationship didn't work out or that relationship didn't work out, and not realizing that they would have been as miserable, if not more so, had it worked out. Not realizing the value of the freedom they have, the value of the revelation they've been given, and the value of the truth itself. And yet people are still chasing their tail. People are still looking for fulfillment and validation, contentment, peace, happiness, all those buzzwords. They're looking for them out there somewhere, when the truth is it's just been inside of you this entire time. It's just been up to you to realize this and to take advantage of it. And so I feel like people are slowly but surely making their way to realizing this truth. It is hard. Life is hard. And I don't have the answers any more than anybody else does. I don't know why things are the way they are. But I do know that I think a lot of the answers are at your fingertips. A lot of the answers are there if you just be willing to seek them out. The answers are not out there somewhere. The answers are not in another girlfriend or another woman, or if I have this relationship, everything will just be, perfect, and the stars will align the way that I like them to. The big part of life is that it is a journey, and it's an adventure in a sense. And it's all in how you look at things. I feel like a lot of MGTOW have a lot of unlocked and untapped potential. If you can visualize in your mind what you want your life to be, how you would like things to unfold for you, and work towards those things. Throw your whole self into your goals. Throw your whole self into your life. Whatever it may be, accomplishing a goal, getting this job, retiring early. One of my dreams would, is to, do part of the Appalachian Trail, or do, some more long-term hikes and things like that, and have the upward mobility enough to take that kind of time off work, and have the money enough to be able to enjoy life more and work less. I think anything you envision, you can accomplish. Because every great dream, every great idea, every end result begins in the mind. So I guess this is more of a challenge to the MGTOW out there. I know a lot of people are still reeling from hurts and past relationships and all of that, and it takes time to get over those things, but I believe that this is the time to have a new beginning, a new chapter, and it's the time that is the most perfect time to look at your own life and see where you want to make changes and decide what you want that life to be. Rather than wander aimlessly, decide for yourself and envision for yourself the path you want to embark on. This has been the Days of Thunder. I am John Nada, and remember, you are free.